Good morning. It is 7:32 a.m. Today is Friday, July 13th, 2018. I'm here along Hawaii 470 on the island of Molokai at the trailhead for the Kalaupapa Trail down into Kalawao County, the smallest county in the United States by land area and the least populous with an estimated 88 residents. I'm going to be hiking down into the area that is also Kalaupapa National Historical Park. This was an area set aside in the mid-1800s for patients in Hawaii with Hansen's disease, also known as leprosy. It's been a little bit of a frustrating morning here. My rental van did not start. The owner had to come out and jumpstart me. Then the brakes are not working, and then I've had problems getting my GoPro camera ready to roll, but I think we are finally ready to start the hike down here. Just do a quick altimeter check here, getting a reading of 1,726 feet, and we'll be heading down to the Kalaupapa Peninsula, which is not accessible by road, only by this hiking and mule trail, and also by sea. So 7:34. Here we go.
Activity started. Time 5 seconds. Distance 0 miles. Average speed 0 miles per hour.
So a sign indicated the trail is 3.5 miles long, even though as the crows flies, it's only 1.5 miles down to Kalaupapa settlement. You can see the enormous sea cliff, or pali, P-A-L-I, as it's called in Hawaiian. And there is the destination down below, the settlement of Kalaupapa and Kalawao County on the peninsula here, home of the Kalaupapa National Historical Park and the former isolation colony for patients with Hansen's disease. Sun is starting to peek out a little bit. It's been awfully cloudy this morning. It's 8:05, just past 1 mile into the descent on the Kalaupapa Trail. I've been seeing some National Park Service numbers, and I've been trying to figure out what those mean. I think they are numbering the 26 switchbacks on the trail. But I haven't seen all of the numbers, so some of them seem to be missing. But making progress here downhill. Let's see what the current altitude is. 1,000 feet. And started at 1,700, so I've come down about 700 feet and another 1,000 to go down to sea level and Kalaupapa village. So far, the trail's been in pretty good shape. Got a lot of these like lattice stones for traction and built-in stairs. Looks like a resting bench ahead. And I see number 12 there. So if those are switchback numbers, then I am about halfway there in terms of the switchbacks, because number 13 should be halfway for 26. But there's the old rusted number 12 sign. I can see the power lines going down the steep cliff to the settlement. So one sign said the trail was 3.5 miles long, but then a short distance later there was another sign that said 2.7 miles or something like that. So I guess we'll find out for sure when we get down there. But here comes switchback 13. So that would be the halfway point. I assume that's power cables running down there, or maybe phone cables. But yeah, these numbers have got to be indicating switchbacks. So 13 down, 13 to go. .817, elevation 676 feet, so I've made it down more than 1,000 feet now, more than halfway in terms of altitude, and about 1.3 miles in distance so far, coming up now on switchback 19. So it should leave 7 more to go. Making good progress here. And there's the number, switchback 20. Some of the numbers are missing. You can see the cliffs above. Down now to 627 feet. .823, switchback 25. Should be the second to last switchback. And then it should go straight downhill the rest of the way. Interesting, these cables tied to the poles here. I wonder what that's all about. Down below 500 feet now. 489 is the present altimeter reading. may actually be somewhat easier to go back uphill because so rocky here. Going downhill, you've got to just take like little tiny baby steps. Very slow going. And this must be our final switchback up here. I'm looking for the little number 26 sign. I'm not seeing it. But if this is it, we're at 436 feet. Hello. Whew. According to my phone's GPS map, it is a straight shot, relatively speaking, from here now, having passed the 26th and final switchback, 1 mile until the trailhead in Kalaupapa village. And reaching 400 feet altitude now, so come down 1,300, just 400 and a mile or so to go. (8:34). Nice view of the waves crashing ashore, 233 feet below me, as I continue on the last leg of the Kalaupapa Trail. And quite a thick and rocky forest. Oh, it's 8:43 and I'm just about down to sea level here. The beach just off to my left as I head into the Kalaupapa Peninsula. Here's a great look back at the seacliffs towering above the north shore of Molokai Island here. So I continue along the beach to reach the peninsula. There is no road access from Topside, Molokai down to Kalaupapa Peninsula. This is the only land access by foot or by mule. And then of course there is access by boat, although I read they receive a cargo shipment only once a year. And they do also have an airstrip. So I think there are some tourists who take the short flight down from Molokai Airport to Kalaupapa here and do the tour of the National Historical Park, and then take what's probably a 10-minute flight back up. Just a couple minutes ago, past 2 miles. Shouldn't be too much farther. It's like a dry stream bed here. Well, it is 9:13 a.m. I have reached the Kalaupapa Peninsula, Kalawao County, Hawaii, and Kalaupapa National Historical Park. Made a beeline to the restroom over there, and now just hanging out in this field. Two over here. It's quite a wacky situation. First of all, let me put a stop to
Activity stopped.
the hike down 2.61 miles, so that one sign that said 3.5 is definitely off. An hour, 23 minutes, and a 1.88 mile per hour average. You can see where I came down from, somewhere up there atop the cliff. Quite nice down here. Ran into a couple from France who came out of the trail about 10 minutes behind me, and they're also made several attempts to contact the park's tour vendor, Damien Tours. I must have called them 12 or 15 times during the last several days and received no answer, no voicemail to leave a message. Nobody ever answered the phone. To try and reserve the tour in advance, which you're supposed to do. And I also called the park and left messages for the acting superintendent and the administration officer, and none of them called me back. So it's definitely been frustrating trying to organize my trip to this restricted park. I do see 2 small tour buses parked over here, and there's like a small area of bleachers that I put my bag down on. But it said all visitors are to remain in the holding area unless escorted by authorized personnel. Mahalo. So what I had read online is that the tour starts at 10 a.m. There are people who come down the trail on mules, and so if there is a tour today and it's starting at 10, I've got about 44 minutes to kill here. The French couple, after I spoke to them, decided to keep on hiking into the village and see what they could find out there. But I think for now, my best bet is to sit down here and do some reading and see if people on mules emerge, and if there's going to be a tour at 10 o'clock that I can get on. And if 10 o'clock comes and goes, then I guess I'll just have to walk in on my own to the park office and figure out what the deal is. Maybe the French couple will come back with some information. But in any case, greetings from the smallest and least populous county in America, Kalawao County, Hawaii.